1951, General George C. Marshall, Secretary of Defense, invited 50 outstanding civilian women from business, education, professions, and civic enterprise to advise the Department of Defense on matters pertaining to training and utilization of women in the armed forces. This group was organized into the Defense Advisory Committee on Women in the Services. Since that time, approximately 200 of us have served as members of this committee. Through our close association with the armed forces, we have had the privilege of meeting women in all branches of the service and are keenly aware of the contributions they are making to our national defense effort. Military women wear their uniforms with understandable pride. Defense Advisory Committee members share this pride and are pleased to present this film showing the uniforms they wear. Here to describe the uniforms and to tell us something about the young women who wear them is Lieutenant Colonel Mary Beth Simpson, United States Army.
Women of the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps share voluntarily with military men the responsibility of maintaining the peace and are equally proud of the rich traditions which the uniform symbolizes. Historically, they are significant. In design, they are classic. In use, they are both practical and beautiful. Two colors, blue and green, are dominant in both the summer and winter duty uniforms. When the weather is warm, service women wear uniforms of synthetic fiber and cotton, which is cool, crisp, and feminine. For the Army, it's green and white striped cord, worn here by a secretary assigned in the office of the Secretary of the Army. The trim on the overseas cap, collar, and sleeves is dark green. The gloves are beige, but all other accessories are black. This uniform is also worn by officers with the insignia of rank on the shoulders and the U.S. and branch insignia on the collar. Air Force women wear this two-piece dress of light blue and white cord. Our model, who has traveled over most of the world as a flight attendant with the Military Air Transport Service, finds this uniform comfortable and easy to care for. Officers wear the same uniform with the insignia of rank on the shoulder loop. With her uniform, our model is wearing a flight cap of stitched blue serge and white gloves. Another green and white cord is worn by the women of the Marine Corps, who may be specialists in many fields such as photography, drafting, or data processing. For cooler days or occasions when a more formal appearance is desired, the jacket may be worn. The garrison cap, the dress, and the jacket are accented by green braid. The accessories are white gloves with black pumps and handbag. Back to blue again. This time it's navy. This delightfully cool blue cord uniform is decorated with navy blue buttons and blue piping. It's a picture of femininity and comfort for the warm summer months. Our model, like other service women, may serve in a great variety of career fields in support of our military mission. Women officers of the Navy wear the same uniform, except that rank and corps insignia is worn on each collar point. There is a long historical precedent for women in the military dating back to the Civil War. The nurses, however, were the first to receive official status by an act of Congress in 1901. Today, military nurses, dietitians, occupational therapists, and physical therapists are all commissioned officers. They provide professional medical care for personnel in military hospitals all over the world. While on duty, they wear the uniform of their time-honored professions, crisp, starched white. They are similar in design, but each has distinguishing features. The Air Force nurse displays the shield of her corps over the upper left pocket, and on her white cap, she wears the Air Force blue band. Army nurses, dietitians, occupational therapists, and physical therapists wear this short-sleeve uniform with a 6-gore skirt for ease in movement. Their rank insignia is worn on the right side of the collar, and their corps insignia on the left. Nurses and medical specialists in all branches of the services have the opportunity to acquire advanced training in a clinical specialty or to participate in research programs. Navy nurses wear this long-sleeved uniform. The cap is made of cotton lawn, permanently starched. Across the front is a black velvet band upon which is sewed the gold rank stripe. Our model is an operating room nurse. She received her specialized training after becoming a Navy nurse. Not all military nursing is done in hospitals. The Air Force flight nurse gives patient care aboard an aeromedical transport plane. While on duty, she wears a two-piece uniform designed for convenience and a flight cap of matching blue. Over the upper left-hand pocket of the jacket is the flight nurse wings. Our model received her wings after special training at the Air Force's School of Aviation Medicine. White, a good summer basic, is very much in order for women in the services. This uniform is worn on special occasions. These may be strictly military in nature or the dress-up civilian affairs. Wearing the traditional white of the Navy is a communications officer assigned to the office of the Chief of Naval Operations. The gold stripe on each sleeve indicates her rank. White leather pumps, white gloves, and white handbag complete the ensemble. Our model, like other servicewomen in the communications career field, plays an important role in a vast, complex network concerned with the transmittal of important information all over the world. The white dress uniform for women Marine officers is accented by a bright green ascot tie with cap and bag to match. The insignia of the Marine Corps enhances the gold buttons. This woman Marine works in the administration and personnel field. She is the military counterpart of an executive in a civilian business or industrial organization. Duty for this WAC officer is in an Army headquarters. She wears the dress white uniform, which is worn with white hat, gloves, bag, and shoes, and makes an attractive summer costume. All women officers, regardless of rank or branch of service, do literally hundreds of jobs ranging from accounting to weather forecasting. Today, approximately 32,000 women in the armed forces serving at military installations all over the world may be seen in one of these distinctive winter uniforms. By combining military tradition with classical design, the servicewoman has a wardrobe which meets the requirements of duty and the dictates of fashion. Women Marines wear the familiar marine green uniform. It is softly tailored and feminine while retaining the traditional Marine Corps design. The cap with its scarlet cord has remained unchanged since World War II. Women Marines live in a world of pride and precision. The jobs they perform are as impressive as the excellence with which they are accomplished. Another green is worn by the women of the Army. This flattering uniform is enhanced by a contrasting beige shirtwaist with a black collar tab. The gold Army insignia is worn on the hat. Our model, like many enlisted women in the armed forces, is attending night school to gain further knowledge in her career field. Opportunities for further education and training in the armed forces are almost unlimited. This Navy uniform, with its classic cut and gold buttons, is worn with a white blouse, accented by a black tie knotted in a nautical twist. The silver and gold hat device is traditional of that service. Women in the Navy are assigned to nearly every type of shore activity, including supply depots, air stations, shipyards, and hospitals. This young lady is a dental technician. Air Force blue is worn by all women of the service. This light blue shirtwaist with the dark blue tabs give the uniform a fashionably fresh look. The Air Force insignia is worn on the hat. The style, design, and cut of uniforms for enlisted women in the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force is identical to that of officers' uniforms. The hat device and rank insignia distinguish between the two. Styles in military uniforms change to reflect the changes in tastes and attitudes of a particular era. Changes are also made to make the uniform more practical and comfortable, and in the case of the dress uniform, more handsome. Whether it is called mess dress, dinner dress, or dress blue, these uniforms have a military elegance that puts them in a class all their own. The first of these is the dinner dress uniform of the Navy. The jacket is blue-black Eton style with long sleeves and narrow shawl collar. A tiara of black velvet and gold is worn over the crown of the head. The naval officer wearing this chic uniform is typical of today's service women. They come from every part of America, from cities, small towns, and rural areas. They are as different as their varied backgrounds, but they all have one thing in common, a respected place on a highly professional team. This is the mess dress uniform of the Air Force. With it is worn a black wool cape lined with white satin. The uniform has a short jacket with 3 silver buttons on each side of the front and half-inch officer braid on the sleeves. Worn with it is a matching cummerbund. The rows of pleated ruffles on the shirtwaist give the uniform a special flair. Shoulder boards with aluminum braid have miniature rank insignia embroidered on them. Women officers who are college trained in science, liberal arts, or are graduate nurses or medical specialists wear these good-looking uniforms when the occasion demands. Synonymous with the term Marine are the words dress blues, and the Lady Marines are no exception. This uniform, modeled by one of the officers who helps manage the Undersecretary of the Navy's office, is authorized for all women Marines. Officers wear the insignia of rank on their shoulder epaulets, and the enlisted women wear scarlet and gold chevrons on their sleeves. The scarlet piping, white shirtwaist, and blue ascot tie enhance this most traditional of all Marine uniforms. This smart uniform with the all-American look is the Army dress blue, worn by an executive officer for a company of enlisted women. The accent here is on the hip-length gold-lined cape. Beneath the cape is a midnight blue costume. A white shirtwaist with black collar tab, white gloves, and black pumps complete this uniform. The uniforms you have seen are worn by service women while on duty or participating in military functions. During off-duty hours or while on leave, they may wear civilian attire. Women in the armed forces wear their uniforms with pride, not only because they are fashionable, but because they are a hallmark of a respected profession. There is no finer way to serve.